Hi everyone, welcome to Noodle Journey, where today I'll be reviewing the second to last Buldak flavor in my current queue, which has also been my latest white whale. I'll talk about that in a minute. This is Samyang's Buldak Cream Carbonara. Story time. I spent months hunting this one down. This is one of Samyang's 3 newest Buldak flavors introduced in the US in 2022, along with Quattro cheese and habanero lime. And while the other 2 were fairly easy to find online and at my local Asian markets, this was not. Yami Bai had this in stock for a few days before it sold out, and it just has never come back. One of my local stores had empty shelf space dedicated to this for weeks, complete with a product tag and price, just taunting me with its emptiness. And that empty space eventually got filled up by regular carbonara. Then my nearby H Mart was supposed to have this in stock according to their website, and did not, also for weeks, until I happened by there on a random weekday and spied a case of this just sitting on the floor underneath other boxes. That was it. Nothing on the shelves, just this random cardboard box with cream carbonara emblazoned on the side. So I became that asshole in the middle of a very narrow noodle aisle, moving the boxes on top of it out of the way so I could get to this otherwise unattainable package of noodles. In fairness, I did ask one of the employees if it was okay first. Now, you will probably be able to buy this in stores or online once it becomes a little more ubiquitous like the rest of the Buldak flavors, and I wish you better luck in your search than me if you want this flavor. This should be about the same price as every other Buldak variety, in the neighborhood of $7 to $10 for a 5-pack. So you might want me to shut up about my shopping woes right now and instead ask me, what exactly is this? Isn't there already a carbonara flavor? Yes, there is, and it was my first review of the Buldak product line and is also still one of my favorites. It's the flavor that got me started down this spicy rabbit hole. But where this one deviates is that it promises to be half the spice level of the regular carbonara while adding even more creamy, cheesy goodness, like you see here. It's kind of how Quattro cheese was a less spicy, cheesier evolution of the original cheese flavor. So I'm really into this as a concept. It would be nice to have an even creamier version of one of the best Buldak flavors without risking an ulcer every time I want to eat it. So let's get into this and see how it measures up. It's been a long time since I reviewed Buldak Carbonara, but check out episode 5 if you want more information. The sodium in this pack is higher than it was in the basic carbonara, clocking in at 1,550 milligrams. Still not awful. Now inside is a block of my favorite Samyang noodles, the fried flat ones, and we've got the usual 1-2 punch of Buldak sauce and powdered cream / cheese. Now glancing at the ingredients in the sauce, they are a bit different than normal. Obviously this is a different recipe due to the promise of the reduced heat level, but I also noticed that this is missing the curry spices found in many other Buldak products, including the original carbonara, which is interesting. So the flavor is going to be a little different, but it still has the artificial chicken powder, chili pepper, onion, garlic, etc. Then in this powder packet, we've got some dried parsley and a variety of dairy products sure to send you running to the bathroom soon after eating, including milk, cream, butter, and mozzarella, cheddar, Gouda, and camembert cheese. Now that all sounds great. Let's cook. All right, here we go. This does kind of smell like regular carbonara, but as you can hopefully see here, the consistency of the sauce is definitely thicker and creamier. Yeah, this looks great. I'm going in. Oh wow. So starting with the noodles, like I said before, this is my favorite of the 2 Buldak noodle styles, mainly because I just like the way they feel in my mouth. Flat, chewy, plump, awesome. 9 out of 10 for the noodles. The spice level is still a little potent if you're not trained to tolerate spicy things. But this did promise half the heat of the carbonara, and I feel like that is incredibly accurate. I'm going to cautiously grade this a 3.5 out of 10 for spiciness. It is a much more entry level of spice than I expected. I don't want to lull anyone into a false sense of security. If you like spice but can't handle the spice of the more potent Buldak flavors, this might be the place to start for you unless you want to give Buldak Light or Lovely Hot a try instead. But yeah, very tolerable, very comfortable spice level, comparatively speaking. And so let's get into the overall presentation of this. So I'll just say right off the bat, I don't miss the curry spices. Those are very good and all, but there's still plenty of flavor from the other ingredients in here, notably the artificial chicken powder and onion. It's a little bit sweet, not too much, just right. And then there is this glorious cheese, this glorious, creamy, cheesy goodness. It's sort of similar to the Quattro cheese flavor, but more creamy and less cheddar funky. Also similar to the rosé sauce, but less spicy and less smoky bacon flavor. This really turned into a great sauce all mixed together, and it's still thickening up as I'm talking. You know what? I think this is absolutely better than the basic carbonara flavor. That one gives you more spice, and this one gives you more of a comfort food feeling. If I'm choosing between the two, I'm going to choose this one. And I don't say that lightly because carbonara is one of my favorites from this product line. I said in my Quattro cheese review that that was like an adult version of mac and cheese, and so this one is too, in its own way. Flavorful, cheesy, creamy, really great. I'm going to give this a perfect 10 out of 10 overall. When I tasted the original carbonara last year, as much as I loved it, this is more along the lines of what I was hoping that product would be, and now I have what I wanted. Spectacular. So if it wasn't obvious from all that gushing, this is going to replace regular Buldak carbonara for me in my pantry from now on. As great as carbonara is, I just don't need it anymore as long as cream carbonara is out there. The reduced spice level and the extra bit of cream and cheese really goes a long way into making this an outstanding pack of noodles. And I was really dubious about it when Samyang announced it as a flavor. Like, how much different could it be? You know? Why not create a new flavor instead of revisiting something you already did a good job with? Well, their reasons were good, because now you have arguably the best flavor of Buldak with a more tolerable spice level and a more satisfying sauce. It is a win-win for all the carbonara fans. So now with this one out of the way, there's one more Buldak review to go before I get back into the normal variety of reviews I usually churn out. So please like this video and subscribe so you can see when the next video drops, and I hope you'll join me next time when we conclude this marathon journey through Samyang Buldak. See you next time on Noodle Journey.